Impact Driven Entrepreneur, episode 44. Today we're talking all about conversion events. What are they and how can you improve them in your business?
Welcome to the Impact Driven Entrepreneur, the podcast that helps you expand your reach and convert that reach into clients so you can lead your tribe with confidence and create change in the world while living the life you desire. And now your host, certified business coach and consultant, Mariana Ruiz.
Welcome back to the Impact Driven Entrepreneur. Today we're going to be talking all about conversion events. Now, this is a term that I developed and have been working on as part of my impact formula framework. And if you've been a listener to the podcast, thank you so much. And you probably already know what the impact formula framework is. And if not, welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you here. And the impact formula framework, I'm just going to review it really quick. It's attract. So it's all about attracting your ideal clients and bringing them in. Connecting, which is about nurturing that relationship, and converting, which is actually getting them from being somebody on social media to an actual client. And so I use that framework to teach marketing and sales, okay? And what I have been talking about with my current impact formula clients right now has been all about conversions and really how to maximize their current conversions. And so I wanted to share some of that here with you and teach you a little bit about conversion events, what they are, and how you can use them to really propel your business forward and tweak and improve and master on whatever you already have going on, okay? Also, a quick reminder, if you're not already in the Fill Your Group Program Challenge, we start today. It is not too late to come and join us. Go to bit.ly/Fill Your Group Program. We will have the link for you in the show notes. It's bit.ly/Fill Your Group Program. And by the end of this challenge, you're going to actually have leads, aka people who actually want to buy your program. You're going to know exactly what conversion event you're going to be using to sell out your program, as well as have everything planned and scheduled with metrics and numbers to guide you along the way so that you can make sure that you're hitting your targets every step of the way. This is not at all about making a huge goal and hoping and crossing our fingers. This is about really getting into doing the work necessary and knowing what work needs to go in to get that return that you want in your business. Okay, so enough about that. Let's get into conversion events. When I was working with a client recently, as kind of this stuff was gelling in my brain, and she had said to me, I'm just so disappointed by the lack of sales into one of my programs. And her other program, on the other hand, is doing great. She has, multiple 4-figure launches with that program. It's going great. I mean, that program is steady. She's been launching it over and over for a few trials already. And it feels like she has the system really going for that other program. And so as we took a look at what she was actually doing to generate sales for the program that she was disappointed with the number of sales in, we realized that there was just not enough volume of people going through that conversion event in order to get her the results that she wanted. This is so common. So many of my clients come to me because they are not getting the volume that they need to. And that's actually the problem, right? They think that the problem is I have a webinar that doesn't convert or whatever it is. But what really usually is the problem is that they don't have the volume needed. Okay. And so let's back it up 3 steps. What is a conversion event? A conversion event is an opportunity for somebody to find out about how you work with your clients. So this is an opportunity for them to learn about your program, product, or service. It can either be done in a one-on-one setting, like a discovery call or an in-person sales meeting, or it could be done in a one-to-many setting, such as in a launch or a funnel. Essentially, the more people that you can have see your offer, the more likely it will be to sell, right? But that is not the only factor. The other factor is how effective you are at selling in that mechanism, okay? So, for example, I've had clients who come to me with like a 10 or 20% discovery call closing rate. And by the end of the time that we're done working together, we get them up to 80-90%. Okay. That is a huge gap. And so for the same 5 people were to get on the phone with them with a 10% conversion rate compared to a 90% conversion rate, you can see that you can really increase their revenue without having to do a lot more volume. Okay. So factors included are volume. There's also the conversion rate, right? The percentage of people that will actually buy from that selling mechanism. The volume of people you have go through your conversion event times the conversion rate of that event, the price, and the frequency of how frequently you promote and relaunch or whatever that looks like, right? That is what's going to give you your income. What we can do is I want you to have this be as if I am coaching you. I'm going to ask you several questions. I want you to grab a pad of paper. If you don't have one, pause. If you are at the gym or driving, don't pause and just, make a note that you're going to come back to these questions in a moment. So for the rest of the episode, what I'm going to do is ask you a series of questions that are going to help you to see where the gaps are in your conversion events. And also it's almost like coaching, right? Because when you find out what the questions are, you're going to be able to see the gaps yourself, and you can start to work through this in your own business. Okay, the first question is pretty obvious, but I think really worth mentioning. What is the sales mechanism that you're using to convert your followers to clients? Okay, so if anybody in the world, right, and what is that conversion mechanism? Is it sales inside of your store? Is it, sales in your office, or is it sales online? And if it's online, right, what is happening? Is it a webinar, a challenge? Is it discovery calls? What is your conversion event? That is the number one first question. If you don't have a system for doing that conversion event and that system is not working for you, that's kind of the second part, right? Why do you feel that system is not working for you? Are you using the system? This is huge, okay? We can be sort of doing it, but not fully using it and not fully doing it consistently every time. Well, then we're going to have haphazard results as well. How many people have gone through your conversion event? So this goes back to the volume piece, right? Are you having enough volume to get the results that you want? That is key here. What is the current conversion rate of your conversion event? So some of my clients have gone from literally like 20-30% conversion rate to 70-80% conversion rate on, let's say, a discovery call. And so we can really increase the effectiveness of that conversion event by increasing the conversion rate. And so what would normally take 20 calls can really just take half the number of calls if we really focus on that conversion rate metric. Okay. Same thing goes for any other launch style, webinar, challenge, etc. If we increase the effectiveness of it, we can improve it. Now, I want to make a disclaimer here because what I see too often is people stop midway through their conversion event. So they will say like, well, Leadpages told me I have a 70% conversion rate on my opt-in landing page. That's great, but that is not a sale. So I'm talking about conversion all the way from opt-in to sale. Okay, that's the number that you want to improve. And yes, we need to look at each piece of that funnel and see where the holes are and what's happening inside of that. But if we have an 80% conversion on an opt-in landing page but 0 sales, there's still a serious problem with that conversion event, okay? So again, look at the whole thing first, and then you can break it down bit by bit. Another thing to look at is how frequently is this conversion event being offered. So depending on your business model, who else you have helping you in your business, you may only be offering this one type of conversion event like once a quarter or once every other quarter. And for you to increase your income significantly, you would have to increase the frequency of those conversion events. I think a great example of this is one of my clients, Amisha, who recently posted on a post in the Impact Formula group that I did. And she's like, I literally went from, she sold out her group coaching program since we've been working together. And now she has sales daily in her business without, and I think her words were something like unapologetically, right? And so she already has a successful business. She has $1 million business. And this business, she really wanted to structure it around freedom. And so we went straight for these one-to-many offerings and the more leveraged income type of offerings. And that has worked excellent for her. And she's able to get sales daily in her business because of some of the stuff we're talking about here. She increased the frequency, increased volume, right? And built her business around the type of business that she wanted this business to be, not based on anything else that somebody else told her she had to do. Okay, and lastly, let's take a look at pricing. So what is the current pricing of your program, product, or service? And can you increase that price, right? Is that the price point where you want to be in order to get the income goals that you want, right? Are you able to, make a profit based on the numbers that you're currently seeing? If you don't know about that, and if you're unsure about that, the challenge that we're starting today, but you can certainly join us because we're going to be going over how to really look at the metrics and say, okay, this is how many sales I'm going to need. This is the volume of people I'm going to need. This is how much I'm going to need to invest to get that. Huge, huge, huge for your business, right? We need to remain profitable. And so the price really gets to the heart of that, right? Like it really gets to the heart of staying profitable as you're going out there and serving people with this offering. So those are my questions for you. Again, if you're not signed up, go sign up for the challenge. It's at bit.ly/fillyourgroupprogram. If you click on the show notes section for this podcast episode, it should be right in your iTunes player or wherever you're listening to this. If that doesn't work, go to impactdrivenentrepreneur.com and just click on the blog post for this episode. I can't wait to have you inside the challenge. We are going to really help you to increase your profit and impact using a group program and using the combination of sales and marketing, which is my very unique and totally unlike anyone else in the industry that I know, that a way that I teach this, like unlike anybody else. So come join us in the challenge. By the end of the challenge, you will have leads for your group program. It can be applied to one-on-one if you're selling that. It can also be applied to a course if you're wanting to sell that. This strategy is, again, I'm never going to tell you you can only use Instagram or you can only use Facebook or anything like that, right? It's these concepts you can apply to any area, as you can see from the questions here. So if you're seeing holes in this system and in this process that we just talked about, come join us in the challenge, bit.ly/fillyourgroupprogram, or click on the show notes section. I'm excited to help you inside of the challenge and support you in there. Have an awesome day. Bye. Head on over to impactdrivenentrepreneur.com where you can find an arsenal of videos, blog posts, and previous podcast episodes to help you increase your profit and impact. Again, impactdrivenentrepreneur.com and click on blog. Enjoy.